Alright, thank you everyone for joining me on this new moon, July 2020. This new moon's a little abrasive, but I'm just going to get right into the reading. Quick sum up, had a car accident, totaled my van, so yeah, I'm really looking for some support. So if you need readings or wanted to support me in any way, now's the time. I'm doing a sliding scale, help me get my life back to a manageable state. Either way, no pressure. I'm lucky to be alive. So I'm gonna bless this with some white copal. Usually I burn Ujari frankincense, but I have resins for sale. Message me about that. Break a little off. It's so pure that it turns into pure liquid. Leaves no ash. It's from Oaxaca, Mexico. Okay, so it's new moon. Let's see what the cards have to say. Alright, this first triad is us, the querent, current path, alternative path, internal influences, external influences. So this first triad, the center card, is Mars and Scorpio. This is the Five of Cups. 5 is Geburah and the Tree of Life, severity, mixed with Mars and Scorpio. Mars rules Scorpio, so transformation. Definitely a transformative time with this moon, this new moon in Cancer. And this card represents disappointment. So emotionally, there's some things going on. We're in a state of feeling drained, and that, yeah, there's just a lot of energy. Mars is in his house as well of Aries, so a lot of intense action and stuff. But emotionally, we may have some things that are severe. Our cups aren't being filled emotionally. Next to it, we got the Empress. Represents Venus. Venus loves Mars. They're definitely doing the dance together. So this represents the feminine, the relationships to others and connecting to one another. So maybe it's there's a lack of connection with us. There's definitely more stay-at-home orders. It's in the stars too. A lot of like a resurgence of these stay-at-home orders, all astrologically speaking. So there's another shutdown, all this stuff. So now we're being like segregated again. Next to it, man, this is intense. Saturn in Libra. So Saturn is Father Time, who doesn't really care about our emotions, doesn't really care. He just wants justice, knows time. So think of a wise old man. And the 3s are Binah, which is understanding. And so Saturn, when he's in the Libra, definitely wants justice, whether it affects your emotions or not. So this is Whew. This card represents sorrow. The swords represent the mind, the element of air. It's represented by a blade because if you don't know how to use your mind, it can definitely harm you. So, seems to be like pretty much very intense times, and correlating with this new moon, it makes sense. A little intense. So, we got some disappointment emotionally. Maybe our cups are not being fulfilled, and our mind, we're worrying about something. I mean, for me, obviously, I just said I was in that car crash, so this is hitting home. We got this hint, though, that there are people there for us. There's this motherly and connective energy supporting us. So let's see where we can go from here. This is a current path. So Mars in Pisces, more Mars. Mars is definitely doing us good in the charts. We got Mars in Pisces. This is satiety. This represents Malkuth. 10 of Cups. Cups represent emotions, water. So satiety is like a everlasting, sustainable happiness. All the cups are being filled with divine light. This is what we want. So yeah, we definitely want to go towards this. Let's see what's happening. Venus in Scorpio. So this is the nine of discs, or coins. Coins represent earth, your material aspects, work, job, finances, housing, everything in the material. This is Venus in Virgo, sorry. And so we want this Venus energy. She represents Venus. So connecting with others. Maybe it's time to connect with others and start putting in some work, some material, laying the groundwork to rebuild ourselves or build whatever we're thinking about creating through the material realm. Get that Virgo energy, which is attention to detail, focus, crafting. Start really planning things out, scheduling, and working. This card represents gain. It's 9, so 9 is Yesod, and it is gaining like material. 9 is completion as well. So let's see what's next to that. High Priestess. The High Priestess represents the moon. It's the path of Gimel. The camel represents Gimel because it crosses the abyss from Kether to Tefereth. So our intuition and our moon and our holy guardian angel guiding us to help us build this life, this foundation for reaching a sustainable happiness, not a fleeting happiness that's just gone after you come down. Here's an alternative path. Jupiter in Libra. This is the 4 of Swords. 4 represents Hesed, which is mercy. And it's coming to terms with the mind and the emotions of where we're at. All the blades are pointing towards the blades are crafted by man, so the mind, into the divine flower, which the flowers are created by nature, which is the creatrix. Jupiter is expansion in Libra, so good luck when it comes to the balancer, Mott, the scales. So coming to terms with where we're at and just having that ease of mind, that peace of mind. Next to it, Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter's expansion and going out there. Gemini is a very unbiased sign on the quest for knowledge and truth, but can get confused, likes to play devil's advocate. And this is the 8 of Swords. 8s are hard, so this is interference. So there's some sort of like thought or some sort of mental process that seems to be blocking us, and maybe it's causing a disruption for us to like come to terms with our mindset. Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords. So this is all swords. Very mental. This alternative path seems to be this path of returning to a block, some sort of block where we just keep repeating these mental patterns, this state we're in. So she represents the Two of Swords. She rules the Two of Swords, which is Jupiter in... I'm sorry. She represents... No, it's the moon. Wait. Well, she's... I'll come back to that because... Yeah, I'm spacing on the court cards right now. I'm just kind of stressed. Sorry, everybody. Anyway, she's definitely one who wants to get stuff done. She has lots of things going on, can be easily triggered. She's tearing down this old man mask and shedding this old consciousness, embracing this childlike sense of consciousness. Has control over this blade, which is her mental state. And let's come back to her. I will touch on her and tell you what cards she rules. I'm going to go to these other cards. So we got the internal world. So in the internal world, we got the Nine of Wands. Wands is fire, your passions, and your spirituality, and what drives you, and your creativity. And it's the moon in Sagittarius. So your internal world, your subconscious in Sagittarius, very expansive energy. This card represents strength. So wanting to go out there and create and have the courage to create something. Next to that, we got the Prince of Swords. So the princes are the fixed signs. He mainly rules Aquarius. So he rules the Five of Swords, which is defeat in this deck. So the Five of Swords and the Six of Swords. So and he also rules the Four of Discs. So he wants stability and power because of the Four of Discs, but he also seems to get caught up in a defeatist mentality, maybe spreads himself too thin, wants truth and seeks truth through verification and self-verification through provable facts, but seems to be spreading himself too thin. You see all these little versions of himself pulling his chariot all different ways, so he can't seem to move, and he's gonna be cutting these cords, so limiting all these projects we may start that aren't pulling us in any one direction. They're just keeping us at a standstill. And these can represent people too. So this could be a mindset, or a mindset you're in, or a person who's influencing you. Next to that, the Hermit. So definitely going within. It's representing Virgo, the attention to detail, crafter, Hermit, the search for the internal truth, going to the depths of the darkness to find the self and find the light. So in the internal world, we're going to want to be cutting out anything that's not pulling us in a certain direction, not taking us to a place we want to be with him. And we want to really identify with ourselves and have the strength to know we belong, and what we want to create is worthy, and just have the confidence. External world, more swords. It's intense. We got the sun in Gemini. So this is Malkut, so materialization of the mind. And this is like mental ruin. So some sort of idea or plan or something seems to be breaking apart. Some sort of like old pattern. Let this idea, don't let it affect you too much. Just let go of whatever it is that's holding you back. We need to pinpoint the things in our mind that we need to let go of and move on towards something that's going to be productive. Next to that, so we got the moon in Cancer, which is the Four of Cups, represents luxury. So this card can definitely represent doing things that are of luxuries that aren't needed. Basking in escapism. Maybe this is time to stop considering this. There's a lot of things pulling us in directions that aren't making us go anywhere. Let's cut out all that and really focus on what's important. Let's cut out the things that are luxuries and not needed, because that's causing a whole bunch of chaos and ruin in all of our lives in this world. We need to cut out the crap and focus on what's truly important. And then the universe, so this is Saturn, the material realm. We have the goddess in the center, who is space, infinite space, and then Father Time, so space plus time is movement, which is all creation. We got the 4 fixed signs, so it's time to ground and be in the world, but not of the world. No more luxuries. Cut that out. It's time to let go of this these ideas that aren't serving us, that are taking us nowhere. So we got a lot of emptiness and stuff, but there's hope here. We can go here and we can rebuild something from a firm foundation that has everlasting and sustainable happiness and connection to others, using our intuition and our true guidance. Or we can take this path, which seems to be a repeating cycle of interference and mental blocks. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad path, but it seems repetitive, especially with the Queen of Swords. She can get whoever this person is definitely she rules the 2 of Swords, which is the moon in Libra, the 3 of Swords, which is Saturn in Libra. So she rules this card. So perfect, I'm coming back to this. So this girl, whoever this is in your life, she rules sorrow. She can cause so much chaos in your life. Her main card she rules is the 2 of Swords, which is peace. The moon in Libra, which is peace of mind. But she also rules the 10 of Discs, which is Mercury in Virgo. So she very much wants material gain and money, which is wealth, the 10 of Discs. So that's always on her side. So she might be manipulative to find or get this money, but her true core, she just wants peace of mind. But she can cause a lot of chaos in her lives, whoever this is. Maybe you're being this person, maybe this person's in your life. These court cards are usually symbolic of someone in your life or an energy in your life. So let's not let this influence us, causing these interferences, tempt us or whatever. And just like, I feel like it's like coming to truce with like, oh, this is just how things are, I'll never get better. I don't like this path. This seems like a much more bright, hopeful path of sustainable happiness built on hard work and gain and intuitive kindness, cutting cords, attachments, and things that pull us in all these directions, going within and finding our true strength, cutting out luxuries and things that don't matter, that are causing mental chaos and grounding us into this material realm. and then we can end this cycle. And there are people that are supporting us, very much so. Alright, I know this one was pretty fast and kind of like on the darker side, but it's pretty intense time in my life, pretty intense time in the stars. Hopefully this helped. Please like, subscribe, and share my videos. Hit me up for a reading or to buy incense or anything. Like I said, I was in a car crash, wrecked my whole van. Like, my life is restarting, so now's your chance to support me. I would appreciate it very much so. I give full natal chart readings. I'm very much dedicated to astrology, Kabbalah, and tarot. Let me know. I give lessons. And may Jupiter shine much fortune upon you, and may you find your fortune from within. Namaste.